British wrestling is propelled into the next stage of its evolution as the war between the Agenda and the Resistance reaches levels that no one could have foreseen. And the FWA rejoice after what is by far its best top-to-bottom event in its 10-year history at the Art of War. The revolution is real, and for the next 20 minutes you'll be on the front line. The dust has not yet settled at Sport Nottingham after an evening that will live in the annals of wrestling history forever. And that's not simply confined to the history of the UK, this has worldwide ramifications. On June the 20th, the Agenda sent a message to the Resistance, the FWA and the entire wrestling world that their plan and the people involved in it goes higher than any of us could have imagined.
It has unraveled!
The build-up to the huge 8-man tag team match could not have been more gripping even before the addition of TNA superstar and British wrestling legend Doug Williams. However, fans who had waited with bated breath for what was clearly going to be one of the most important matches in FWA history were in for a night of multiple twists and turns before those questions were even answered. Earlier in the night, a packed house at Sport Nottingham witnessed the shocking return to the FWA of one of its most famous champions and controversial figures, the man formerly known as the Show Stealer, Alex Shane. The current head of content explained that the reason he had not appeared on screen at the new FWA was due to an agreement he'd made with the MD, Tony Simpson. The agreement being that the company would be run under a set of 10 public business principles. The belief is by industry insiders that mixing creative and on-screen personalities leads to a dangerous conflict of interest. After explaining how far the FWA had come in under 10 shows, Shane stated that within the last 48 hours he'd been contacted by Doug Williams. Apparently Williams' US schedule had been extended and he would now not be landing in the UK until 3:30 p.m. on the afternoon of the show. Shane went on to explain that an expected phone call from Williams upon his arrival in the country had not been received, so there were fears about his involvement in that night's main event. However, in such instance, he promised that a suitable replacement would be found. The best night of top-to-bottom action since the FWA made its return had the capacity crowd at fever pitch by the time the Agenda made their way to the ring, clearly ready for war.
Resistance is futile.
Coming down the aisle, this is the team of Joel Redmond, Yestin Reese.
With the question of Williams on everyone's lips, it was Leroy Kincaid who would not only answer, but play the Resistance's hand with a shocking revelation of his own.
Kincaid's got a microphone in his hand. Dave, I guess we're going to get the announcement about Doug Williams right now.
I had some unfortunate news tonight. Doug Williams will not be attending in our matchup. But But there's a but. We have found somebody that is, I feel, is equally as impactful as Duck would be. That's right, equally. Without further ado, TNA superstar, Doug Williams' tag team partner, Magnus.
Hang on. Surely not. Sure, yes, there he is! There he is! That is Brutus Magnus, one half of TNA's British Invasion, Doug Williams, tag team partner, and in Williams' absence, Brutus Magnus is going to represent the resistance in this 8-man war. Well, that's a turn up for the books, isn't it, Bradshaw?
The addition of TNA star Brutus Magnus brought the crowd to its feet as he stood side by side with the resistance. As a huge confrontation with the agenda leader Martin Stone was about to erupt, Magnus had a revelation of his own that would send shockwaves through the entire wrestling world.
Brutus Magnus is representing the resistance. What a great moment here for... What? That's a... Magnus is shaking hands. He's hugging the... Oh no. Oh no. Magnus is part of the agenda, not the resistance. Oh, this is massive. Genius! Genius!
After explaining that Williams was never going to be at the Art of War, Magnus, who only days earlier had filmed for TNA, explained to the resistance and the whole of British wrestling that the agenda runs far higher than anybody could have imagined.
While guys like me, guys like us, we make friends with the right people in the right places. And when you make friends with those people, you become the right people in the right places. You see where I'm going with this?
He claimed that he was only the messenger and that the message was resistance was indeed futile. With the feeling of impending doom apparent to everyone, the leader of the resistance, Leroy Kincaid, sent out one last call of hope for anybody that would stand side by side with them.
To all my brothers in the back, this is the resistance, and we need your help.
Leroy Kincaid is calling for help from the back. Brutus Magnus has turned his back. Here comes Johnny Storm, Elwin Guerrero, Project Ego. The leaders of the new school are out here as well. All of these men prepared to step up and stand up for their country, for their industry, against, well, a conspiracy that looks like it's going increasingly high up the wrestling hierarchy.
However, as his allies fought to take Williams' vacated position, a face emerged from the shadows that was an unexpected shock for all.
What am I doing here? I'm putting you straight, sunshine. That's what I'm doing here.
British wrestling legend Robbie Brookside appeared and gave what insiders are calling one of the most empowered speeches in wrestling history.
I am here to tell all you people about 25 years ago, I wrestled in the Victoria Street mats. I am we and English! And you can mark on as much as you want about Vince McMahon or Dixie, whatever their name is, Hulk Hogan or other nonsense and nonsensical characters. If you want to fight, then you've got to fight. I will pick up the banner, whether Doug Williams was here or not. I will pick it up and I will lead the English, the proper, 100% all-hearted English, who believe in the spirit of British wrestling, who believe in the spirit of King
Don't forget, this is a special extended version of Frontline, and you can watch the concluding part now on the FWA YouTube channel.